completely agree with this Undertaker freak. I mean, when I saw Amazing Atheist's new video, I thought, this is a pretty good video. He's speaking from the heart, he's talking about his own personal feelings, he's delving into how he admits he's socially awkward and doesn't know how to express himself. He even talks vaguely about white people problems, first world problems, how this bisexual man is upset because he doesn't know if he can continue his lifestyle of just having one-night stands with men and then carry on girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend, typical homosexual behavior. But the point is, he's getting to the fact that he's not a very nice guy, he's not a very lovable guy, and despite all of that, he found someone that loves him, wants to be with him, and is willing to sacrifice maybe having a lot of fun and happiness because she loves him more than the potential for whatever else could come. And that's a good exploration into relationships and human interaction and unity and love and dedication and things like that. It would have been a really good video had he not soured it at the end with, and if you want to give me some money, no, that just completely ruins it. You know, I mean, how can his now wife think highly of him for that? I mean, you know, she's gonna love him no matter what, I can understand that, but how can you, as a human being, just not look at him like, really? You know, it's just, it always comes back to e-begging, always. It's not about his personal feelings, it's not about his politics or what he's doing. Everything Amazing Atheist does is e-begging. His entire existence revolves around e-begging. Even the videos where he doesn't specifically e-beg, he's only trying to garner more attention for revenue, and so you know who he is and gets attention. That way he indirectly gets money. He never speaks from his own personal perspective. It's just a means to get money, to get attention. He is a whore. Just in every sense of the word, a whore. And I don't know how anyone can admire Amazing Atheist for that. I mean, sometimes he says some honest things, like he speaks the truth, but then again, so does Alex Jones and David Icke once in a while, but that doesn't make them good people, nor does that make what they write or what they speak have any substance or merit. Just saying the truth does not make you commendable. It depends on the backing of that truth. It depends on what got you to that conclusion and what motivated you to speak out about the truth. Nothing Amazing Atheist does seems legitimate or is sincere. It's just one means or another to get support, to get money, to get people following his videos, to get viewer base, and quite frankly, it disgusts me. It disgusts me on a personal level that someone is just so willing to sell himself out. For what? For some money? He's never going to be Bill Gates or, you know, anything like that. He might make some good money e-begging the way he does. He might make some good money being a whore. God knows, real whores on the street make decent money. Mercenaries make money killing people. He could probably make a good amount of money doing what he's doing, and he probably does as we speak. But is it worth it, really? Is it worth it to make a high middle class income on sitting on your ass talking bullshit that you don't really mean? I mean, sure, you can live comfortably, but really it's no different. It's, you know, the difference between like us and Amazing Atheists is we might have to live well below our means. We might have to, you know, give up on going out to dinner more often than he does. We might have to, you know, cut corners here and there to save money. But all in all, life is not that different either way. A little more income is not going to change every circumstance in your life to such a point where you would sell out your morals. The only time I could see anyone using money and like selling themselves out for the money is if you have some kind of plan in mind where you need a lot of money fast. If Amazing Atheist was, you know, thinking about some big project, some social, you know, upheaval, and he wanted money to do that, I can understand somewhat. And even then, that usually doesn't tend to happen that way. politicians ebeg themselves. So, and if you give me money, I can become senator or president or whatever, and then everything will be better. And it never turns out that way, because that's not how the system works. And Amazing Atheist has to know that. So essentially, he's just leeching off of stupid fans willing to throw money at him. Money that they themselves cannot afford to give up. Because guess what? I'm sure 99.9% of his fans are just as poor as he is, if not poorer. They're probably as poor as we are, and it's just ridiculous. Anyone that has any kind of struggle in life is not going to waste their precious little resources that they have on some douchebag like Amazing Atheist. I'm like me. I am very much into politics and things. Never contributed to a politician. Never have given my money to them. Why? Because I cannot afford to. I cannot afford to, just give out money to people. If I thought that there was actually something of substance that it was going to, I might do it. Like, if I was going to give my money to a politician, I may as well just give my money to charity. I may as well give it to people feeding starving African children. I may as well give it to the Cancer Foundation or something like that. And even then, I don't really think they do as much good as they claim they do. So I am very suspicious and very, restrictive with my money. I'm very, cautious, because I know I cannot afford to part with it. And if I'm going to part with it, it better have a damn good excuse. And Amazing Atheist just gets these people that are just willing to throw away their hard-earned cash. For what? So he can live more comfortably? So he can live more comfortably and not have to actually work for a living and continue to make stupid videos that entertain you. Essentially, you're pay-per-viewing. You're paying Amazing Atheist directly to give you content instead of, paying your cable bill every month or paying your internet bill every month. And it's just retarded. It's retarded because no entertainment is worth that. No entertainment is worth directly taking money out of your pocket to feed the son of a bitch. And until people realize that, you're going to continue to have these huge e-whores that contribute nothing to society. So, I guess that's all I have to say. I completely agree with you, and the longer I watch Amazing Atheist, the less respect I have for him. I mean, like I said, I think I agree with him at least 70% of the time. And I know Amazing Atheist doesn't give a shit, because he's done videos in the past of, people writing to him saying, I agree with you, but no more. And then he makes fun of them and shit like that. He doesn't care what we think of him. He just wants to make his money. And in a way, that's kind of the way people should be if they want to survive. You gotta know what your priorities are, and you gotta have them in order, and you can't give a fuck what other people think. But the fact is, he's using that to his own selfish gain, and in no way doing anything good for anybody. So he has no right to talk about cynicism, or how terrible things are, or how stupid people are, because he's just as bad, if not worse. Because he knows better. He knows the difference between good and evil, and he still does it. So what does that say about him? So, I guess that's